Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap4. It's June 3rd, 2013, and this is Monday Night Paintball. Alright guys, time for some paintball news and industry trends. Greg Hasting is at it again. He has another game out called Field of Battle. This one is going to be on Mac iOS, so it's available on tablet devices, iPhones, stuff like that. Looks pretty cool. Once again, it's a really good family-friendly shooter. No gore or anything, just paintball. Our friends over at RL Tech are planning on having an 8-episode web series that's going to be like the Top Shot for paintball. They haven't chosen a name yet, but it's looking pretty cool. They're going to have 8 different episodes with 8 different markers. Each player is going to be in some sort of challenge with that marker, and of course they're going to be voting each other off. Looks very interesting. Looking forward to more details from RL Tech. One of our Facebook followers by the name of Lance Janis asked us to announce the following event. It's called Unheard of War Death Stalker. It's being put on by Pyramid Paintball on June 8th. This is going down near the town of East Ferris in Canada, and we're pretty positive it's going to have a big turnout because we know how much Canadians love paintball. If you go, be sure to take a bunch of pictures and video and hit us up on Facebook so we can show everybody what a good time you had. Currently, we are gearing up for D-Day. Yesterday, we were testing markers all day long, making sure they were nice and QC'd for those free rental markers that are going down at the Battle of Bastogne. For those of you who aren't familiar, we're having a mag-fed only battle on June 13th on the battlefield at Caen, and that's going to be at D-Day Adventure Park in Wyandotte, Oklahoma. Yearly, this is the biggest paintball event in the world as far as attendance, and we're really looking forward to being out there again like we are every year. For those of you who are going to be sweating your backsides off and want to get some AC, check us out at the Rap4 Armory. There's a little main street there, the D-Day Village. We're right across the street from the cafe. Come on in and check out all the gear we got. Some of the markers that I've made recently are going to be on display there. Looking forward to meeting you guys, answering any kind of questions you guys have, and maybe even getting some of those free 468 rentals in your hands on June 13th. For those of you who are curious, the rentals will be first come, first serve. There's no kind of roster or anything for you to sign up. Just show up on June 13th. We'll have them ready. We'll be handing them out. Alright guys, for this week's tactical tip, I'm going to talk about offset mounts. Now, the other week I was talking about risers and how they can be beneficial for those of you who are having trouble getting a good sight picture with any optics that are mounted directly to the rail. With a mask on or goggles, you might have some difficulty getting behind sights that are designed to go directly on the top of this rail. Those sights were designed for firearms, and with guns you don't wear any kind of goggles or anything. So if you're using maybe a bigger mask or something that you're having trouble getting a good sight picture with, you might want to look into offset mounts. Now this 468 is one that I set up for a really cool CQB build. I like it a lot, it looks pretty gnarly, and on it I have 2 different offset mounts. The first one has the optic on it. Now I put the optic nice and far forward, that's where I like to have mine. This offset mount can go anywhere on this rail, and what it does is it puts this optic at a 45-degree angle so that when your face is offset from the marker because of your goggles or because of your mask, you can still get a really good sight picture. It's very common on hopper-fed guns because the feed necks often are in the way of the optic. Now this gives it kind of a cool, futuristic look, and on the front I have an offset mount to which I attached a flashlight. Now the reason that I used it for the flashlight is that if you want to be able to shoot ambidextrously, a lot of times the flashlight over here will get in your way when you're trying to shoot lefty. So right now I'm shooting righty and everything's good, and when I switch hands, because that flashlight is off to the side, up diagonally like that, my hand is not going to interfere with it. It won't mess with my grip. It's also been proven that you want your flashlight high so that your barrel doesn't cast a shadow on the target, and you want it as far forward as you can so that you're not actually casting light on your own marker. If you were to have a flashlight mounted rear or anything like this, you're actually illuminating part of your marker or your rifle, thus making you a target and mitigating the effectiveness of that lamp. Now, these are the True View offset mounts we have in our catalog. We have a few different kinds in there. Some of them will just actually step your sight out to the side. Some of them have a riser attached to it that you could put, other lasers and rails to it. Some of them will attach to a standard M4 carry handle for those of you who are running, alpha blacks and whatnot. It's a pretty inexpensive mod, but it'll make your marker that much more comfortable that you can get a pretty solid cheek weld with it and still get that sight picture you're looking for, and it renders your optic a lot more effective. And that brings us to this week's topic of discussion. How many of you are using offset mounts and how's it working for you? Go to our Facebook page and let us know. Alright guys, remember, Monday Night Paintball is your show. We make it from the content generated from our Facebook page. So if there's anything you'd like to see in next week's episode, just go to facebook.com/rap4usa and let us know. Looking forward to hearing from you. We'll see you out there.